It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we're going to beer from New England Brewing Company, and it's a can of their Big Winter. It's a Belgian strong dark ale coming in at 8.6% ABV in a 500ml can. Have a look at that. This comes from Australia. In my mind, when I think of Australia, I think of glorious sunshine and sandy beaches and barbecues and yeah, but obviously they have cold winters because look, they have woolly jumpers and stuff. So without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. I want to say a massive thank you to Mick in Australia for sending us the beer. Mick has been a supporter of this channel through thick and thin. He really has. Even during these times, all I'm going to mention is the year. I don't have to mention anything else, just the year, 2020. If you're watching this in years to come, you will remember 2020 for a very long time. Even during 2020, Mick has carried on sending us beer from the other side of the world. In the middle of this, whatever this is, what is this anyway? So I want to say thank you. It's a big tribute, big thank you to Mick for supporting us on the channel, because through this whole situation of 2020, at the very beginning, in a bit of a panic buy, while I could see what was going on, I went to every bottle shop, every supermarket, anywhere I could get my hands on beer, and I just bought beer by the bucket load, thinking, like, when am I next going to be able to get my hands on beer? And this was the truth. Back in March, I bought everything I could possibly get my hands on. And it proved to be a bit of a false dawn. I mean, I just had monumental support from people all around the world. I've had packages from Germany, Norway, Australia, America, Sweden. It's been tremendous, it really has. And the support just carries on. The support just carries on. Brewers from all around the world are sending me beer on the channel. And it's just, even like, bottle shops getting involved in the UK, bottle shops and online beer stores are getting involved, sending me beer, just keeping us going. It's been wonderful, it really has. And I want to thank Mick, and I want to thank everybody else for this massive big kind of like arm round the shoulder and said, we're all going to get through this together. So cheers to everybody for that. Very rare, it's very rare that I start off a beer review without talking about the aroma and the look of the beer. I set myself a policy to begin with. I didn't want to ramble. I didn't want to kind of like bang on too much. I wanted it to be all about this stuff. But I just felt the need today. I just felt the need just to step back and just to say thank you. Right, on we go. It's a I'm not going to call it a jet black beer, because you've got a little bit of light there bleeding through the bottom of the glass. A Belgian strong dark ale. I suppose you can call it an imperial dark. In the UK, there was a style called dark. And well, premium ales used to look like this sometimes. Or even some porters look like this. But this is a Belgian strong dark ale. So you can see the carbonation rolling up the glass. You can also see the fruit flies, blooming things. Get away. And this should be really good. Let's get the aroma. Oh, just spot on. Peppery, spice, plum, fig, prune. That really kind of, I'm salivating here. That yeasty aroma you get from Belgium. So they've obviously used some Belgian yeast in here. Sweet. Touch of brown sugar, sweetness. But then a mustiness as well, a little mustiness going on. It smells incredible. I'm going to dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, I've got my tongue rolling around my mouth. That is super dry. That is super dry. Dryness, spiciness, pepperiness, loads of kind of estery, kind of yeasty Belgian yeast flavours coming through, and that is more of a kind of Belgian candied fruit, I like to call it. I get a hint. I get a small hint of roasted malt. A touch of chocolate and coffee and caramel. Only a pinch. Only a pinch. I'm not standing here calling this some kind of imperial stout or some kind of imperial porter. This is not that. But nevertheless, you still get a little touch of roasted malt, a little bit of vanilla, touch of licorice, spiciness, pepperiness. Let's turn our attention to the drinkability. And for an 8.6% ABV beer, you can see just by looking at it, so I rock the beer back and forth, you can see there's a bit of body in that beer. You can see the carbonation chasing the head up the glass. Look at the quality on the beer though, as you roll it round. I've been to Belgium 2, 3, 4 times. And if you were to hand this to me in a Belgian cafe bar, then I would say, yep, that's definitely a Belgian beer. Amazing. And not only is it, I'm talking about the body, and I'm talking about plum and fig and prune and spices. Of course, we're talking about a beer that for the Australian market has been brewed for the winter months. And hence they've called it Big Winter. You can imagine, I can imagine myself, pardon me, sitting there with that very woolly jumper on. Sitting there, maybe on the rare occasion in Australia where you got the fire roaring in the corner with a glass of this in my hand and just contemplating life, just sitting there, just thinking about what I might have done in the past, what I want to do in the future, you know, just sitting there happy, content with my woolly jumper on, sitting by the fire, looking at my wonderful Belgian strong dark ale. I love it. I love it. What a beer. What a beer. What do the I was about to rate it, but I want to read what New England Brewing Company say about this beer. But not before I have a sip. We brew Big Winter once a year to celebrate frosts. Hair in my mouth. Great, yeah? Great. Never happens, does it? It never happens to the people who talk on television. They never stop and go, oh God, I've got a hair in my mouth. Hair stuck in my teeth. Let's start again. We brew Big Winter once a year to celebrate frosts, snow flurries, and the smell of wood fires. A New England winter, a strong Belgian dark ale. Big Winter has an aroma of dark fruit, burnt sugar and toffee before taking you to a body of rich malts, chocolate and lingering candy sweetness. Wait for a cold evening and wear a beanie. So I love it. I love it. So this has got the Australian people thinking about like snow flurries and winter and frosts, you know, and you know it's very rare in Australia. I like the sarcasm here on the side of the can. Put a beanie on and drink this winter, big winter. Yeah, what a brilliant beer. What a brilliant beer. I like the sarcasm. I like the... Well, I'm saying it might not be sarcasm. It might be snow flurries and... I don't know. I don't live in Australia, but I can't imagine there's snow flurries and frosts in Australia. Surely not. Let me know in the comments box. Beer brewed and canned, 19 Bridge Street, Uralla in New South Wales. I found out the other day why they call it New South Wales. Because if you go to New South Wales, it's very mountainous, like South Wales. Very kind of valley-like and hills and... Yeah. I in my mind, New South Wales, I thought it was some Welsh guy went over there and went, yep, this is it, New South Wales. That's what I thought in my mind. Some guy from Aberdeen got on a boat, started rowing. Oh, I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna get there. And he finally gets to Australia and he's like, yep, I'm gonna call this New South Wales, and over there it is Old South Wales. But anyway, let's rate it. Cheers, Mick, thank you. I love that. I love the look. Have a look at that as I wash it round in the glass. The look is terrific. The aroma is terrific. The body, the ABV, the touch of chocolate, the touch of vanilla, the touch of spice, the pepperiness, the little bit of sweetness from the Belgian candied sugar, the Belgian yeast, giving that estery kind of flavour coming through. Brilliant beer. Thoroughly good stuff. And one of the best beers, I think, New England Brewing Company have produced. I like that enough to give it a 10 out of 10. It's a Stone the Crows, 10 out of 10. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.